Da, 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 da. All right, we're here with Kyle Schantz, our first official interviewee. How you doing, my man?
I am stoked. I'm so happy to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle is a Steelers fan, and we're going to start our interviews off with some rapid fire questions. So you ready?
I am ready.
Favorite Steeler of all time?
Oh, God, Jerome Bettis.
Wow, shocking. Least favorite Steeler of all time?
Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw, huh?
Yeah, it actually has some backstory. If you're ready for this, it's a tearjerker.
I got nothing but time.
All right, I was about 10 years old, and Terry Bradshaw was doing the color commentary for a Chargers Seahawks game or something like that in San Diego. And my parents, my mom's a big Chargers fan, so we're out there at the game, and I find out that Terry Bradshaw is going to beat this game. So we go over to a card shop in San Diego, and I get a Terry Bradshaw card. And I'm waiting outside, and all the players are coming out, and people are bombarding them for autographs. And out walks old, balding Terry Bradshaw, and a little 12-year-old me goes up, and I'm, Mr. Bradshaw, will you sign my card? And he says, nah, kid, I don't have time for that. And he pretty much Heisman stiff arms me in the face and continues to walk.
What a dick. And now you have to see him every day on Fox, every Sunday.
I don't watch Fox. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's a smart call. Favorite backup quarterback for the Steelers of all time?
Cordell Stewart.
Joe Flacco or Eli Manning?
Oh, God, that's pure hatred right there. I'd have to go with the Down syndrome Manning.
The dunce?
The dunce.
Right on. I got to ask, man, how you feeling after last Sunday? You had to have thought Jay Ajayi was going to be a real force to be reckoned with.
So I feel like with Ajayi, it's one of those pan-Pacific, like, insect-borne illnesses, kind of like dengue fever. And I'm not feeling so well today, and I think it came down with a Ajayi fever.
I think Lawrence Timmons had it.
Yeah, you see him throwing up in the end zone?
Yep, wasn't good. Are you pumped for the 2 or 3 games you'll get to see more of Landry Jones starting?
Landry Jones, McLovin?
Yeah.
So it's great that we have our second string is McLovin, and our third string is Uncle Rico, Zach Mettenberg. I mean, showing real promise out of that quarterback stable.
I know. I'm just happy. I think it'll mean more Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, if you have him on your fantasy team, but all I care about is that they win.
Well, you probably won't have to see the Dolphins again this year.
No.
They're going to New England next week?
Yeah, the Steelers are playing in New England next week with backup quarterback. So hopefully we have that Patriot luck where our backup quarterbacks come in and destroy people, but I'm not thinking it's going to happen.
The whole team will rise up.
Yeah, rise up. I command you.
Rise up. Speaking of not rising up, Andrew right now is back on, not concussion protocol, but he's back on the table. Like a true Cowboys fan, he's always got an injury.
He's on the PUP list?
He's on the PUP list. He might be on the short-term IR. We decided to play a little backyard ball on Sunday Fun Day, playing in the street or the driveway, and Andrew takes the ball and runs past a few defenders, and like Cam Newton tries to outstretch his arm toward the end zone, and he's in loafers, so he slips into the concrete and goes head first into a grapefruit tree. And so he's lying there clutching his ankle. I think he spit up his mouthpiece, and his foot was up the rest of the game, and he wasn't too excited, even though the Cowboys were improbably going to 5-1. He was just sitting there, just sulking about his injury.
So, first question: why was he wearing a mouthpiece for a random?
He wasn't.
Spur of the moment. Okay.
No, he wasn't.
He travels with a mouthpiece in his pocket, just ready for whenever a pickup game breaks out at any moment.
Oh, it was so good, though. the minute he hit the tree, it was just like, and then he's laying there clutching his ankle. And of course, in the middle of it, he's like, oh no, it's broken. Seriously broken. And then he stops and he's like, did I score?
What a clown.
Was it a touchdown, Pop?
Did I do good?
So you're in beautiful San Diego where the Chargers are turning it around.
Yeah, I hate to play the whole "I told you so" game there, buddy, but
yeah,
I told you so.
Yeah, we got burned by the Broncos. I figured all these Chargers injuries would finally take their toll.
Well, the curse is real, but Trevor Siemian is not real.
No,
I'll tell you that.
No, he's not. Tell us. You've had this curse theory for a while, and I'm starting to believe it. Tell us about it. Tell us the theory behind all the Chargers injuries.
So the Chargers lead the league in several categories. One is blown fourth quarter leads, but the biggest category is injured players. I believe it's up to now 4 sheets of players. And
if you made a roster just from the guys on their IR, I think it's better than the Browns or the 49ers.
Yeah, well, just like the Browns, that roster would be missing a quarterback as well.
So it's the Browns.
Yeah, it's the Browns. Keenan Allen, great receiver, but no one to throw him the ball. Okay, so the curse. I mean, I'm getting chills just talking about it right now. It's the curse of Manti Teo's dead internet girlfriend.
Ooh.
Yes.
Paranormal Activity 6, the San Diego Chargers.
She follows the team and is directly responsible for many of the injuries. In fact, if you slow down the tape, you can literally see her slicing the Achilles of Manti Teo on a non-contact injury. It's like something out of The Ring. Or what was that other movie with the little creepy girl that's underneath the bed?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what she is. Lene Kakua. Just lurking.
I'm starting to, Keenan Allen, non-contact injury. Jason Verrett, I believe, was the same.
Yeah, Jason Verrett
Yeah.
didn't even know. He didn't even know that he was hurt for 2 games because she just gave a small little slice, kind of like Saw, and then let him finish himself off.
Man, we gotta look into this. This is a thing. I bet
It is.
like you said, you're gonna slow down the tape, and you're gonna see a little specter, a little ghost, tearing these people apart.
Ever since they drafted Manti Teo, they've led the league in injuries every single season.
That's a fact then.
That's a fact. Tell Stat Guy to check that shit.
Yeah, last time I heard he's in Manitoba, somewhere like that.
Oh, Manitoba.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a pretty decent minor league hockey team there, the Moose.
Really?
Yeah, the Manitoba Moose. There's been a bunch of NHL players to come off of that team. And they got really cool jerseys.
Wow, we're getting other sports involved for once. I like this.
Yeah.
I like
because,
this.
all the hockey fans say hockey's the number one sport in America. It's the most exciting. That's why it has second lowest rating ahead of the WNBA.
Yeah. It is great to watch live on TV. I can't even see the puck. I still like it, but I just don't really know what's going on.
The Ryder Cup had 3 times more viewers than the Stanley Cup.
That is depressing.
Golf on TV had more viewers than the Stanley Cup. And you actually get to see people beat the shit out of each other in hockey. It's not like you get to see, like Nick Faldo, pick up a 9-iron and just crack Jordan Spieth or whatever his name is over the head because he hit a good chip shot or something.
Yeah, and
that would make it way more interesting.
There's no demographic argument to it. They're both the 2 whitest sports we have. Are you watching any of this Monday night? We're recording on a Monday night. You watching any of this Cardinals game?
I am watching it on mute just because I cannot stand the commentary of John Gruden and whoever the bald guy that looks like the Six Flags guy. Dun, 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 dun.
He's a former hockey dude. Great hockey announcer, but I don't know about his NFL style.
No, No, he's not good. And they got rid of Gruden's friend, and Gruden, I guess, came out and said this might be his last season doing Monday Night Football, and he's interested in going back to coaching.
I feel like you can't take him back. I feel like he's been gone too long. I feel like it'd be weird. I don't think it'd work. Someone will take him back. I just don't think it'll work.
I mean, there's plenty of teams that would take him.
Yeah, I just don't think it'll work. That's my opinion. I see David Johnson with 3 tuds. That's got to bother our boy Grantham, who didn't keep him.
Oh, that is a stupid play.
Oh, speaking about announcers, we forgot to mention how Joe Buck. Talk about playing through addictions, playing through pain. That's something I really, drug addiction, alcohol abuse, all that stuff. I feel for it, but hair plug addiction, not high.
Well, actually, Joe Buck, Buck Plug, as you might call him. He is one of the leading causes of alcoholism. I mean, let's be serious. Football is somewhat of a drinking sport anyways, but once he starts talking, I just drink more and more, and next thing I know, I wake up and it's Monday night and John Gruden's on. I don't know what happened in my life.
I think that's one of the most painful things for me about watching Cowboys games is that I have to do it while listening to Troy Aikman and Joe Buck half the time, and it's just kills me inside.
Troy Aikman is like a flick away from going into a coma.
Yeah.
And the most bitter man in all of sports, Merrill Hodge.
Oh, God. Is he still on ESPN? I haven't seen it in forever.
You know what? We've talked about this, but I want the viewers to hear it. I want to see on primetime television Merrill Hodge and Troy Aikman line up about 15 yards apart. We got to get someone great out there to blow the whistle, who just run, and they just run each other head first like 2 male rams, and just boom.
I could see Mike Singletary doing that, officiating,
blowing the whistle.
Yeah.
They got to do like 2 air raids and then run at each other.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, up downs.
Man, that would be fantastic. So I got to ask you, because you've listened to the show. You know Andrew's love of the Browns and the Saints, obviously the Cowboys. So this second team curse is real, and I think he stung your Steelers last week.
Yeah, he's stung many people. I'm a big proponent of Tevin Coleman, but I should have benched him as soon as I heard Stroud say, "My boy Tevin Coleman." Oh
yeah. What's your name for Stroud again? What's his new name?
Oh, Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Cool off.
Andrew's new title is Mr. Freeze. He's a straight cooler, ladies and gentlemen. Unless that's to do with the Cowboys, who somehow have not bitten on that. They're 5-1. I don't know what's going on.
That's because he's been with them for so long, and they've been bad for so long that they've kind of they have the antidote, But
yeah.
It's everyone else in the NFL that is just vulnerable to Mr. Freeze. And week in, week out, Stroud picks someone, and oh God, Mr. Freeze strikes.
He struck hard this week.
Oh yeah, he picked the Browns, and the Titans won. He talked a big game about my Steelers, saying that there was no way they could lose to the Dolphins.
I think he officially got off the Texans bandwagon, I believe, and they made an improbable comeback win.
Did he get off their bandwagon right around the end of the third?
I think so.
The fourth quarter.
They were shaking off the Mr. Freeze hangover, and then around the fourth quarter, they heard that he had dropped them as his second favorite team. He also dropped the Jaguars as his second favorite team, and they get a win on the road.
That's why I picked them.
This is something.
There's a lot of conspiracies out there, and let's just say, I'm not Jesse Ventura, but there's some scary conspiracies out there.
We're gonna keep an eye on it because we might have to start doing it in our favor. I think it'll come back. My opinion is it comes back in a big way come playoffs. I think Dallas rides in high into the playoffs, maybe 11-5, 12-4, feeling good, and they just get smoked in the playoffs by some upstart wild card team.
Who would it be? Oh, The Saints.
The Saints could be the Cardinals.
His second team.
We're looking at. I mean,
the Saints.
I think they're not making it. Saints are not making it. It could be the Giants. It probably should be, just to really add to the pain.
Well, that's their only loss this season.
It is,
isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
They've got the slate gets a little tougher later in the year. They got to play the Giants again, the Eagles twice, Vikings.
While we're on the topic of the Giants, I know everyone's talking about it, but your boy Odell finally had the game everybody was waiting for. And then he goes and cancels it all out with his sideline freak show actions.
That didn't cancel it.
What are your thoughts on that?
That didn't cancel it. That added to it. I'm going to even get louder about this. This Odell slander has to stop. The man is an entertainer, a showman, and I love every second of it. He should dance more. The fact that they're flagging him and fining him is a joke. It's a disgrace.
Taking off your helmet and running down the sideline yelling at people, that is clearly a penalty. But whatever he was doing to the net, why are you punishing the fans?
It was a classic NFL relationship. It started with domestic abuse, and now they're married.
In domestic abuse, who hit harder? Him or the net?
I think the net. The net got him good. I think that's why he's marrying it. You know, if you're
net fucking owned him.
Yeah, the net got him straight in the mouth. But he
slapped him around and was like, "Look, if you want this, you better put a ring on it."
He's still a boss. He always has been. 33 career games. The man has 3,333 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 222 receptions. He's a beast. It wasn't his fault Eli couldn't find him earlier in the year. He finally did.
True.
He could be a distraction. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Probably is. But he's a hell of a player.
He needs a stronger coach and a better quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Macadoodle over there. He just looks like
I was just about to call him Macadoodle.
He looks like such a goofball.
He looks like Ken Bone.
Oh, my God.
Ken Bone, your 15 minutes of fame are over. Please burn the red sweater, shave your petter stash, and go away.
McAdoo's following that same suit, that same line. Oh, my God. The AFC right now, I said I thought it was just Steelers and Patriots, and I still think it is. But Buffalo's making waves. They're starting to play.
Well, since we're getting political, let's be serious. Rex Ryan is the Donald Trump of NFL coaches.
He is.
Just out there running his mouth. But his team backs it up.
They do.
And Shady McCoy is for real.
Yes, it also helps to play the Niners, who have no run defense.
The Niners are garbage on all sides of the ball.
They are. They have like 3 little slivers of hope on their team, and they're all rookies, and they all play on defense. The offense is pretty poor. It's a roster issue. You know, we need a bad season, a good young quarterback, and some other weapons.
Who are you going to get?
I'm hoping Deshaun Watson. I hope it goes that bad, but I think the Browns are going to beat us to the punch.
Interesting.
You know?
What about your boy Kaiser? You're all about Kaiser.
I like Kaiser, but I think he's going to have to stay another year after being so terrible the last few games and this year, you know? His stock might have dropped a little. I do like him. Or Chip Kelly could just trade 9 future drafts to the Titans and finally get his boy Mariota.
Oh, God. Well, then again, Mariota hasn't been playing that great this year either.
No. It's only the last few weeks.
But he's handed the ball off well.
Yes, he has done that. The Titans, that exotic smash mouth, man. It's never exotic as they claim, but it's smash mouth.
You know, it's good to see DeMarco Murray having a great season. I mean, everyone, poo-pooed him saying that he was going to go to the Titans and fall off, and that was the end.
Yeah, he's a good player. I saw that the Cowboys tried to trade for him at the end of last season.
I was just about to say that. Did you hear this stuff about how the Cowboys were going to try to trade to get Murray back? It was probably like just a garbage ass trade, like a 5th round pick and a 7th round pick.
Yeah,
the
Eagles would have made him give up more than the Titans since they're in the division. But it worked out for the Cowboys.
I'll tell you what trade worked out. Sam Bradford.
No joke. That guy just coasting. Do you think
He's
AP returns?
so good.
You think AP returns by the playoffs?
There's a chance. There's a chance. But, I mean, the way they're playing right now, I don't think it matters. It wouldn't matter until the playoffs, honestly.
Blair Walsh
Because regular season, no one can touch him.
Yeah. Blair Walsh still scares the shit out of me. And like every week he goes out there and announcers note that he keeps missing field goals and he'll miss one, make one. And he still just looks...
He missed an extra point.
Yeah, he still just looks so fragile that I feel like they're going to come playoffs and he's going to trot out there and he's just going to collapse. And the Vikings, in typical Viking fashion, are going to lose a heartbreaker. And I don't want to see that. I'd like to see them go far. I'd like to see them do well.
If you could pick two teams right now, realistically, for the Super Bowl, who would you take?
To be in it, or who I'd want to see?
Now, I caution you, be realistic. I don't want to hear you say, like, Niners.
Niners
or
Tampa
Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Get off the ship. It is sinking. Save yourself. Get off the pirate ship and swim to shore.
I am the captain of this ship, and I'm going down with it.
You're tying yourself to the mast and going down with it?
I am. I'm like Lieutenant Dan in the storm.
Ooh.
I'm going to say, God, Patriots so easy. And just because I'd like to see it mixed up, even though I do like watching the Patriots. I respect it. I'd like to see Steelers against Vikings, really.
That's what I was going to say. I think we're mind melding here. I was sending you those positive vibes.
Yeah.
Vikings, Steelers, amazing Super Bowl.
I also think the Seahawks can't be ruled out, and I'm actually more of a believer in Atlanta now than I have been all year, even though they lost. That was a hell of a game in Seattle, second road game. And they blew it by passing when they probably should have been running, but also
absolutely
were totally jobbed.
Yes.
On a pass interference call.
I wish we could play back some sound clips from the beginning of the season when you and Andrew shit all over Matt Ryan, talking about how horrible he was and how he was garbage.
We said he lost it. We said he had been great. I've been apologizing to Matty Ice and the Falcons all year. I still won't say I completely believe in them because it's just what the Falcons do. They're one of these teams that loves to start hot and then just completely melt down.
You know what? You're firing me up. You want to do the picks?
Ooh, I do. But before we do the picks, I have to say,
okay.
After a hot start, 3-1, Jeff Fisher saw his record and decided to get back to what he knows best, 500 football.
Oh, losing, yeah.
3-3. And now he's going to London to play the Giants.
How about I heard they took down the sign of Wentzlevania.
Ooh, I'm not taking it down, but I hear they did.
They took it down.
That was we took the Eagles, and then I saw, like an idiot, I didn't realize Lane Johnson was out, and I think it was the first play from scrimmage. The starting right tackle was sitting there, the new guy, and got completely blown up. Guy ran right by him and just nailed Wentz. And I was like, oh, yeah, you might need offensive linemen. Completely forgot.
He got sacked 5 or 6 times that game.
Yeah.
They only had one offensive touchdown. Their 2 touchdowns were one was on special teams. The other was a pick 6.
Yeah, they're a feisty team. Lane Johnson being out 10 games is not good. It's crushing in some ways, but if they can hold it together, they can make the playoffs. They got their Week 17 dance with the Cowboys.
I mean, let's look at the Chargers without laughing too hard. With the amount of injuries, they're the second most yards in the league and third most scoring in the league for offense.
I hate to play the what if game, but if the Chargers were healthy, they would be the team in the AFC you do not want to play because they have so many good players, and Joey Bosa has been a monster.
Brosa. He is like the definition of saw, dude. You heard that interview? Have you heard that interview with him?
Yeah, and he is saw, dude. Bro, saw, dude. What's the consensus in San Diego? Are they going to get the vote passed? 66% is big. I don't know.
Oh God, they need to, just because the Q is a shithole.
Yes.
And some say Qualcomm Stadium is built on an Indian burial ground.
And there's a new ghost in town. We'll go through the picks. We'll get your picks. We'll post them on the website. Our Week 8 pool, I saw you joined, is starting soon. Right now, it is, I would say, 90% of the people in it are either Cowboys or Eagles fans.
Oh, scrubs.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people pining for that Carson Wentz or Dak Prescott jersey. Just going for it.
I thought it was a Trevor Siemian jersey.
Only if you're a Broncos fan. We reached out and said, maybe other teams won't want Trevor Siemian jerseys. In fact, Broncos fans didn't really want Trevor Siemian jerseys. They wanted Paxton Lynch. I don't blame them.
Osweiler jerseys.
Oh God, that's going to be on the list. So we'll start. We got the 6:30 West Coast kickoff AM. New York Giants at the Rams. Giants are favored by 2.5.
I'm going to take the Giants.
All right. Minnesota, the Purple Rain defense traveling to the state of Wentzlevania. 2.5-point faves at Philly.
Vikings.
Ooh. So now we have Andrew's second, third-ish team, the New Orleans Saints, traveling to Arrowhead, getting 6.5.
That's a tough one. What Chiefs team shows up?
You never know. The only thing you
Chiefs
know
have been destroyed.
Yeah, the only thing you know is Andy Reid after a bye. Apparently, that was our one great pick last week.
And what was? Yeah, maybe they'll throw the ball to Dontarian Poe. I better sign him.
I love how that play worked, and everyone knew it was coming. It was like, why is Poe lined up in a screen position? Oh, and it worked.
That's like when Mike Singletary would line up behind the line.
Oh yeah.
Or Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah, it was Perry.
It was Perry, yeah. Refrigerator Perry. I wonder what that guy's doing back there.
Or the Texans last year. Let's put J.J. Watt in the Wildcat. They won't see it coming. Stuff.
Yeah, right.
So, who you got?
I'm going to just say the Chiefs.
All right. And then we got the racists, the Washington racists, +1 going to Detroit. Sneaky Detroit. You just don't know what you're getting out of them. But that's a 1-point game. Washington at Detroit.
I think Detroit blows up. The Motor City revs the engine on offense. Golden Tate has found himself again. Marvin Jones might actually catch the ball more than 3 times.
Ooh,
Lions.
Are you a Marvin Jones fantasy owner? You sound a little bitter.
I just acquired Marvin Jones before last week. I traded Derek Carr and Stefan Diggs.
There's no worse feeling when, even if it turns out well, when you first trade for a guy and he has that first bad game and you're like, oh shit, maybe I bought too high.
Yeah, but I mean, I have Antonio Brown as well. So, and I got Cam at quarterback, so I'm solid, even though Cam has not been so solid.
I'm liking Cam even more in fantasy now because the Panthers D is so bad. It's just going to be like shootouts. All right, so you got the Lions. Next we have the legendary Cleveland Browns traveling to Cincinnati. The Browns are getting 10 points. That feels like way too much.
I don't think the Bengals can put up that much on them. I'm going to take the Browns.
The Browns. All right. We got Buffalo, the Trumps, traveling to the hardest place to play now, Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. Buffalo at Miami, -2.5. Bills favored.
Bills are going to crush them. They fucking better. And Jay Ajayi is going to get like 20 carries for, we'll say, 48 yards.
So under 50 yards, another play for Kyle in this game for Jay Ajayi. All right.
Yeah.
Now we got the Raiders, +1, traveling to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is favored against the Raiders.
Oh, God. Raiders are going to crush them. I'm taking the Raiders.
Now we have the best division in football, the Indianapolis Colts, plus 2.5 in Tennessee taking on that exotic smash mouth?
That's a tough one because both those teams don't really play much defense.
No.
I say, oh gosh, the Titans are going to win by a touchdown or more. I know that.
Oh, well then you want Titans minus 2.5.
Yeah, Titans it is.
All right. Now we got your Baltimore Ravens in a pick'em.
Oh.
In a pick'em game at the New York Jets, who I believe just lost miserably. Thank God, to the Cardinals. Won me my big sheet.
Oh no. The game's still on, believe it or not. It's 3-21 and Fitzgerald's been knocked down, Fitzpatrick has been knocked down probably 15, 20 times. And he threw a pick in the end zone.
Yes.
Typical.
I was waiting for it. It's not a Fitzpatrick game until he turns the ball over. Do you go to Geno
Forte
Smith?
Has, no, you never go to Geno Smith.
That's what I said.
He's got a glass jaw, and he can't back up his shit talk.
Wow, I'm looking right now. Cards are in the red zone. Is David Johnson going to get his 4th touchdown of the game? Ooh.
Maybe.
All right, so you got the Ravens are a pick'em at New York.
Nah, I'll fucking take the Ravens. I hate them.
I know. You hate them, but the Chargers plus 6.5 traveling to Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta. You know, that's a really tough one. I'm gonna say Atlanta beats them by double digits.
The Chargers
all
don't
within the last 2 minutes of the game.
I like that. So it's a close game, but it ends up double-digit Atlanta win. Ooh. Now we have my 2 favorite teams are playing.
Oh God.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling.
I'm taking the Bucks already
to San Francisco. Look, it's a lean year for the Niners, but we will be back, okay? Maybe not next year.
A lean year.
Maybe.
That's a same word as skinny.
Yes.
How Cap was looking, underthrowing all those passes with his little skeleton arms.
I know. He needs to put that weight back on. He ran the ball well. He didn't play awful. He was somewhat better than Gabbert. I mean, their team's so bad, it's kind of hard to blame it solely on the quarterback, but I was just glad to see Kaepernick there because I can't take Blaine Gabbert. I don't expect the outcome to change. Just the joy of watching slightly goes up. All right,
hey,
so the Bucks
as long as you are real to yourself, that's all that matters, man.
I know. So the Bucks -2, San Francisco. You didn't hesitate. You like the Bucks.
Oh yeah, Jameis is gonna. I'm right in the pussy.
Do you think who's going to win our bet between Andrew and I? The Bucks Saints. Right now they're tied. They both have 2 wins. Yeah.
Bucks. The ship will sail into New Orleans. It'll barrage the harbor of New Orleans, and it'll take no quarter.
Whew. All right. Now we got the New England Patriots heading to your Pittsburgh Steelers. The Patriots are 7.5 point favorites.
Steelers.
I like it. I could see them playing it close. Patriots don't always blow teams out.
If the Steelers can score first, and then they can just run the ball and check down all day to Brown and Bell, they can keep that game real close and potentially win.
Now we have the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday Night Football, +1 at the Arizona Cardinals. Can Carson Palmer, who has not played that well tonight, and them get it together?
I'm going to have to say Cardinals.
Ooh. And now the Monday night of Monday nights. Maybe the best. This is the best Monday night game so far. Not in actual football, just in storylines. Maybe actual football. The Houston Texans, fresh off the comeback victory that all my Texan fan friends left the game for. They didn't stay. They left. Heard it on the radio. Texans are +7. Heading to Mile High. The return of Brock.
I am going to go out there and take the man that has ice water running through his veins, Brock.
Wow. You think he goes in there and if he gets a win, everyone's going to jump back on board. The Texans are sleeper team again, and then they'll probably get trounced by some good team.
He's going to get the win, and then he's going to point up at the box where Elway's sitting and give him the cutthroat signal.
I would pay so much money to see that. Wow.
Or maybe like the old Generation X, like, suck it.
So that's your upset pick of the week then.
Yeah, I'm taking the Texans. I'm not sold on the Broncos. I think they're fake. Because let's be serious. Who have they beaten? The Panthers? We found out real quick the Panthers are garbage.
Yeah.
Who have they beat?
They beat the Colts.
Garbage.
They beat the Bengals.
Okay, mediocre.
They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Garbage.
They lost to the Falcons by 7.
Yep.
And lost to the Chargers by 8. You might be right. You might be
onto
why? Something.
You know why? Because the Falcons and the Chargers have the number 1 and number 2 offense in the NFL. And if you're going to try to go into a shootout, but you don't have an offense because your quarterback is Trevor Siemian.
Trevor Siemian. But I will say, Kyle, I think Trevor Siemian is still as good or better than Peyton Manning was last year.
You're right. Peyton Manning had the arm strength of Papa John's pizza.
He probably was better for the offense just at the line of scrimmage, but oof.
Oh, Geno's in.
They brought in Geno?
They brought in Geno Smith.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gotten depressing in New York, huh? I think we all saw that coming. Their chance to make the playoffs was last year, and it was blown in the last game.
So back to what I was saying, Texans. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to jump on this train with me.
I'm thinking about it. I'll get my picks on Thursday, but I'm thinking about it. I'm still recovering. I decided to be contrarian last week just to go on the other side of Andrew, and I lost. Mr. Freeze got me. He won every one we were different on except the Giants. It was very depressing. So I need a big bounce back. That's what I need.
I think that's your bounce back.
It might be because he'll definitely go Denver.
Yeah, let him give all his picks first. Go down the list. Let him give all his picks and be like, "Oh, sorry, you're locked in." That's what you get.
That's what you get.
No takebacks.
No takebacks. All right. Well,
keep yourself safe.
Oh man, thanks for coming on. It's been good. We'll get you on again once Big Ben's back. Come playoff time, Steelers will be ready.
You know what? I'll make you a deal. If it's not before that, I'll come back on as soon as Andrew goes on the IR again.
Yeah, that'll be quick though. He is the Tony Romo of podcasts.
Mr. Glass himself.
He is Mr. Glass of the podcast world. It's always something.
Oh, how about your boy Vontaze Burfict?
The Burfict murder.
Oh, Geno Smith, sack, fumble.
Do you realize how much Burfict would be loved if he had played 10 years ago?
Do you know how much I would love Burfict if he played for the Steelers?
Yeah, I do. Burfict is that guy that everyone hates, but would love for them to be on his team. You're like, oh yeah, we got one of these guys, one of these assassins.
It's like when people thought that Harrison was just the dirtiest hitter in the league because he was just crushing fools.
Yeah.
You know what? He did crush fools, but he did it legally in my eyes.
I never saw anything legal. He's just playing through the whistle. It's tough for me only because you have to watch Rodney Harrison talk about it and talk about cheap hits. And I liked Rodney as a player. It's just hard for me to watch him talk about late hits because it's like, Rodney, you made a living off this, buddy.
That was his MO.
It was his. I mean, he was a damn fine player regardless, but he would hit you after the whistle repeatedly.
Voted season after season as the dirtiest player in the NFL.
I know. Yet sits there on Sunday night talking with Tony Dungy about how some guys need to be thrown out of the league. There's no place for this dirty football.
Tony Dungy is like a couple steps away from being the Mahatma Gandhi of the NFL.
He does have a very Gandhi look to him.
And just his views, he's like, anytime a player has a problem, like Tony Dungy went and sat him down and had a soul-searching talk with him. And he's changed his ways.
He's turned it around.
All right.
We out.
We are.
Peace,
it was
my
a pleasure.
man. It was great. We'll get you on again once the Landry Jones era has ended.
I'm out.